Hey everybody, it's Dave and Olive. You know you're going to scare everybody with that. We're doing the video now. Why don't you just take it off? I know you're trying to get in the mood, but you're going to scare everybody. Alright. Thanks for joining us here at Book Blather, where we talk a lot of horror, fantasy, sci-fi, graphic novels, but we also mix up with a lot of other fiction and non-fiction as well. We're back after a couple weeks of vacation and house guests, catching up on all our booktubes, so we got a couple videos coming. Before we get started, if you haven't yet subscribed, please consider hitting that subscribe button along with the notification bell so that you get notified the next time we upload another video. Today, we're doing another horror book haul. Okay, so we actually have a few hauls coming because we've been to a number of cool places lately, but today what we're doing is another horror novella book haul. A little while back we did one of these, been working through those novellas and having a good time with them, so figured we've seen a bunch of additional interesting ones from other booktubers and other places, so we figured we'd do another one of these novella book hauls. So let's just get started. So the first one is My Name is Human by Rob Shepard. This is independently published, very short as you can see. We picked this up, we heard about this from Josh over at Working Man Reads. He kind of gushed about it. This is a book about a lonely businessman, and he buys a supercomputer AI for his home, and he starts to develop some kind of relationship with this. And as Josh over at Working Man Reads said, sounds kind of like the storyline of the movie Her, and according to Josh, it's absolutely not that, and it's a science fiction horror. Josh said it was really gripping, and I trust his opinion, so it's really short, figured we'd pick this up. Okay, the next one we picked up is Sabbath of the Fox Devils by Sam Richard. This one I picked up because I saw Christina over at nw.reader talking about it, and it's published by Weird Punk Books, who also published another book that there's been things have gotten worse since we last spoke, which has been circling around, and a lot of people have been talking about it, pretty highly controversial one. So what this one is about is a young boy, when he's watching a cartoon, discovers there's a powerful grimoire. And so he goes on a quest, I guess, to find it, and uncover there's a priest with a dark secret that may be connected to his brother who disappeared, and it's been described as a splatterpunk Goosebumps. It seemed like a pretty riotous adventure. Christina liked it, and it seemed like it would be a lot of fun, so we picked it up. Okay, the next one we picked up is Dead Inside by Chandler Morrison. Now, this, the reason I picked this up, and he'll probably kill me for mentioning his name in connection with this book, but I saw Brad Proctor talking about this over on his channel, and he was not recommending it. He didn't like it, but this is a very controversial book. There's a lot of different opinions on this going around BookTube. A lot of people hate this book, and hearing Brad talk about it, of course, it just made me want to check it out even more. I could not see what all the crazy fuss was about. So this video is a little bit late since we're behind, so I've actually now already read this book. So what this book is about, basically, is that there's a security guard at a hospital, and he has a very unusual affection for certain kind of women, and he meets a doctor at this hospital who has a very unusual appetite, and they meet and sort of or go on this quest of finding themselves, I guess. I'll leave the rest for the review and the wrap-up. But this is the craziest book you'll ever read. Okay, so the next horror novella we picked up is The Willows by Algernon Blackwood. This is really old book. Probably most people have heard of it. This was published in 1907. Is considered a classic. Um, I picked this book up because last year T. Kingfisher put out a book called The Hollow Places, and I enjoyed that book. And in that book, basically, the characters they found a portal to kind of a different world, and in that world there was a river and some willows, and so I had heard about this book, and I knew that it was somehow connected to that. Um, and so what the Willows is about, I don't know too much about it, but what I know is that the main characters are traveling down a canoe, traveling down the Danube River in a canoe, and apparently it's very atmospheric and describes, personifies a lot of the environment, and in particular these willows. So, like I said, I knew there was a connection between these two books. I don't know what it is. Well, there's that connection. There's the river and the willows, but obviously there's more to it. And so I figured I enjoyed the Hollow Places, but I figured I will appreciate it even more once I understand a little bit more about the connection between these books. So pick this up. So just as an aside, I was thinking about doing like a reading or a series of readings with this book. It's old and it's out of copyright, and personally, really the only other type of videos that I watch besides booktube videos are sometimes I watch ASMR videos, and at nighttime when I'm going to sleep, I either watch long booktube videos or ASMR videos, and so I thought it might be kind of neat to try doing like a reading of this, sort of like in an ASMR form, and I'm not sure if anybody would be interested in that sort of thing, but I let me know if so. Like I said, I don't really want to commit to it, but I might give it a try if anybody's interested, and maybe like just a sequence. I don't know if they'd be by chapter or something, sequence of videos, but in any event, we're excited to try this one out. Okay, so those were the novellas, and then we also picked up a couple of short story collections in the same spirit. And the first one we picked up was The Number 121 to Pennsylvania and Other Stories by Kealan Patrick Burke. If you watch this channel at all, you know that at this point, Kealan Patrick Burke is my favorite horror writer. I've read a number of his books. I'm going to keep reading all of his books. I did read a short story collection of his at Christmas time called Dead of Winter, which was Christmas themed short stories. Really enjoyed it. So this is another collection of his. I don't think there's any. I don't know too much about it other than reading about a couple of the stories. I don't think there's any connecting theme between them. It's just a bunch of his stories that have appeared in Cemetery Dance and editions of Shivers and stuff like that. So pretty excited to try this. Okay, another short story collection that we picked up is Lullabies for Suffering. Tales of Addiction Horror. So this one I just found, and I picked this up really for three reasons. Number one is, look at that cover. It's like one of the most incredible covers I've seen. Two, as you can see here, one of the authors that's written a story for this book is Kealan Patrick Burke, and I just talked about that. And also it had a common theme of tales of addiction horror, which seemed a little unique and sounded like an interesting topic to read a number of horror stories on. So pretty excited about this one as well. All right, and the last one we picked up was a collection of short stories by Jeremy. I'm probably butchering this. Megargee. Sorry, Jeremy, if I totally mispronounced that. This collection is called Stained and Starless Places. And this, purportedly has a common theme of, visiting dark places. It says that there are certain places in this universe that are forever stained and starless, devoid of light, smeared in midnight ruminations, etc., etc. But it mentioned a number of stories that looked really interesting. A monster born in a jar, confronting its flawed creator, an interstellar mission gone terribly wrong, a disturbed loner with an octopi obsession. So those sounded like a bunch of pretty cool stories. So I don't remember where I first saw. I think I first saw this on Mona Kabani's horror Instagram, Morality and Horror. I think that's where I saw it, but I think I've seen it a few places. But anyway, it sounded pretty interesting. Not that long, so we picked that one up too. All right, everybody, that's it. Olive and I appreciate you joining us here at Book Blather today. If you like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell so that you get notified next time Olive says it's okay for us to upload another video. You'll see another one from us very soon, but in the meantime, take care of yourselves and each other, and we'll see you next time.